In this video, we will identify and pick some important points from share market and commodity markets, and we will evaluate these identified points. We will come to the conclusion of finding which is the most profitable market, whether it's equity or commodity market. Before going to the conclusion, let us analyze some of the important facts between these two markets. So let us see the major difference between equity and commodity markets. In equity market, you tend to buy a particular company share. That is, by buying a share, you gain a percentage of ownership from that company. So by investing in that company, you tend to gain in two ways. One is capital appreciation. The amount you invested will try to grow over the years, and next in the form of dividends. So in order to achieve these two objectives, it is imperative that you find a right company and at the right time and invest in it, because there are so many techniques. It is not that easy that you invest and suddenly earn good returns. There are so many logics and all. So if you want to know more about selecting the right companies, we have separate training courses. You can check the description and get it. So next we'll see about the commodity markets. Like in equity, we invest or buy a company share, where in commodity market, we tend to trade on the commodities that we regularly use, like gold, silver, and agri commodities like pepper, cardamom, and crude oil. And we have so many commodities. I have given the list of commodities that you can trade in the description of this video. You can check that. So in addition, the major difference between equity and commodity is that in equity, you can hold the company share for a number of years. There is no restriction that you have to sell within this time, but whereas in commodity, we have to close the contract within 6 months. We have several months contract that expires every month, so it depends upon the monthly contract that you buy. You can buy a contract for that is expiring in 6 months, in 1 month, in 2 months. You can also sell on the contract which you have bought 6 months on the same day also, if you gain some profit. So we have several strategies to choose the commodities, not like suddenly you buy a commodity and increases you make money. So you need to identify the bottom and support and resistance level and then buy a commodities. All those contracts as futures and options contract, we cannot buy single share. If you don't know more about futures and options, given the link in the description of this video, you can check that. I said the major difference between equity and commodity is the ownership. You get ownership of company in equity, whereas in commodity we are just trading it, that is buying and selling. Another major difference between equity and commodity market is the volatility factor. In equity market, there is no much volatility, so you tend to gain a good profit in the long term. But in commodity, there is a sudden up and move. For example, if you see recently, crude oil price actually went to negative, and that is a different episode. If you don't know what is volatility, it is simply the quick up and down movement of a particular commodity or a stock. So the next major difference is in the time horizon of the returns. In equity, it will take 1 to 3 years to get 15% to 20% returns. So the commodity market is volatile. The returns cannot be predicted accurately. If you see the previous charts of how the commodity segments are moving, you can come to the conclusion. Next major difference is the operational timings. How much time the commodity market and equity market runs. So if you see, equity markets are from morning 9:15, basically it opens at 9 o'clock, 9 to 9:15 we have pre-market, and from 9:15 to 3:30 the equity market runs. So if you are a working professional and you are not able to trade in this time, you can go and choose the commodity which runs from morning 9 a.m. to night 11:30, so you can trade in that segment. The next difference is in the exchanges that governs these two markets, the equity and commodity market. The equity market is governed by the National Stock Exchange of India. We call it as NSE India. We also have a separate website for that. You can go and check the information in nseindia.com. The next is BSE India, which is, we call it as Bombay Stock Exchange, which is one of the oldest stock exchange. So we have these two exchanges where you can place your trades, buy companies in any of these exchanges. If you open a DEMAT account with any broker, both these exchange companies will be listed on both these exchanges. Some of the companies you can go and place trades in any one exchange. So the price difference is not much. It's just 1 rupee or 50 paise will be there. So you don't have to worry about it. Exchange which governs the commodity market, we call it as MCX, multi-commodity exchange. So multi-commodity exchange is similar to a company which actually listed on the National Stock Exchange. So if you type MCX share price, it will show the multi-commodity exchange share price. You can just place your orders for buying in intraday and equity. It is similar to a company that is listed on the National Stock Exchange. It is though it is a entity that governs the commodity market, this is itself is a company, so you can actually invest in that company and hold for a long term also. This is one kind of method. We'll see a quick comparison of the market timings between commodity, equity and currency. So if you see equity, like we said, it's 9 to 3:30 and we have a pre-market and post-market session. So here are the timings, you can just note it down. And currency, it is from morning 9 to 5 p.m. for the normal trading. So cross currency pairs are traded from 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. in the evening. So if you see commodity, we have different time frames for commodity. For internationally referenceable non-agri like crude oil, gold, silver, it runs from morning 9 to night 11:30. For agri commodities like cotton, CPO, coppers, it's traded from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. All other agri commodities are from 9 to 5 p.m. except the cotton, CPO and coppers. All other agri commodities from 9 o'clock to evening only 5 o'clock. So we need to, like the pepper, cardamom we said, so those are from only till 5 p.m. So before going to see about the conclusion, I think we covered the major difference between equity and commodity market in terms of the volatility, the time horizon, the market timings, how it differs between each of them. So I think we covered many points. Now let's quickly see the conclusion. So if you see, the conclusion is based on one's own investment priority and time. Suppose if you are free from morning to till evening, then you can do equity. But if you are a working professional, then it's the time suited for you is commodity, because from evening 5 or 6 to till 11:30 you can focus on commodity trading. The other important factor that you need to take into consideration while conclusion is that whether you're looking for long-term returns or short-term returns. If you're looking for long-term, then you need to go and invest in equity CNC investment. If you're looking for short-term, you can go with CNC intraday, futures and options, and these two options. In addition, commodity also you can prefer since it is volatile also. So next is ownership. So ownership, if you are looking for ownership in a company, let us say you're buying more shares, the ownership, it's basically for institutional traders. As a retail trader, we cannot actually look for so much ownership. We can try to buy a certain percent of the share and you will get the dividends and those things actually. Then is volatile market. So commodity is the only volatile market when compared to equity. Equity is also volatile, but I won't deny that, but commodity is more volatile than the equity market. So if these factors you are okay for this, the volatility, if you don't want ownership and if you want to make returns in a short span of time and that too in the evening, then commodity should suit you. So this is about the conclusion. I hope you got a better idea. If you have any doubts, you can WhatsApp me on this number if you want. Now the conclusion and video is over. If you want training courses, you can just listen, else you can close the video and carry on. So this is our website, powerpangu.com. So if you want all these free training courses, you can sign up using the link given in the description or in the website, and you can WhatsApp me on this number 807221003 and get all the training courses free. And if you have any doubts, you can WhatsApp me on how to open account as well. Thank you. Bye bye.